Okay, everyone, please give me a confirmation in the chat area. Are you able to hear me? Okay, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is great with you. Yes or no? Yes or no? Please tell me yes or no. Just a second. Okay, all the students from the other batches are also here. Well done. Okay, I just saw you all just 5 minutes back in the live batch. So good to see you all once again. Okay, good. Hi Samartha. Hi Madhu. Hi Gansham. Everybody's here. Oh my God. Hi Sandeep. Hi Krishna. I thought you all were joking. Hi Vandana. Hi Yashwant. Okay, well done, well done, well done. Okay, thank you for coming. Now, boys and girls, today I'm going to do something called as how is a company incorporated. I'll teach you the entire process. After today, you will never ever forget how a company is incorporated. Basically, we are going to do a deep dive into section 7 of the Companies Act. But before that, I want to tell you something about Unacademy. Just some few things so that you are aware about these things. So before getting into this area, let's understand that you can watch my special class for free. New features alert, raise a hand, voice chats are available. Students can interact with the professor. I use this a lot in my teaching, where I request the students, if they want to, raise a query, raise a point, they can easily come and speak to me. Next is the raise hand to speak directly with educator in a live class, voice chat to discuss doubts and concepts with educators, and then ask your doubt through screenshot, text, and voice chat. Okay, so that all these are the features for you. Test your knowledge through live quizzes and polls. Unacademy, ask a doubt at any time from anywhere. You can ask unlimited doubts, ask doubts at any time, get high quality solutions in Hindi and English, receive exam matches for for questions, and obtain instant and accurate solution to questions from the respective faculties. Get assistances with your homework as well. Okay, so all these are the features that Unacademy is giving you to the students. For the plus subscription students, please note that the charges are 1688 per month. That is, you save 55% in this case, and you can get 10% off if you use the code Yashas Live. Okay, that is for the plus subscription students. Students who are using iconic subscription, that is 3188 per month. That is for 12 months. That is, you save 36% in this case. Again, you get 10% off on this if you use the code Yashas Live. Okay. Also, finally, this is in relation to the Unacademy Combat. Okay, you can complete, crack, and conquer with the help of this. There's a mega combat that Unacademy conducts, that is for CA intermediate books and scholarships. You can get, that is the, what do you call, the result of that. That is the gift that you get. Target for 2022 and 2023 exam scholarship pool is worth 1 crore plus. 24th October, 12 p.m. Okay, this is going to happen. So ensure that this has already happened, I think, today. So I hope you participated, or maybe when it is there next time, you just keep in touch with the person on Unacademy, and they'll keep updating you. And these combats are regularly conducted, so you can participate in this. Okay. You can again use the code YESHAS Live, and you can enroll now for. Okay. That is in relation to this part, boys and girls. Now we are going to get into section number 7 of the Companies Act and learn about this. Okay. Now there is a special chart which I use to teach you all section number 7. After this, I'm again telling you, there's a guarantee that you will not be able to forget this section at all. You'll be able to write each and every point of this because the chart is made in such a way that it will easily help you. At the beginning, you will find this a little bit complicated. Like, oh my God, sir, so many things are here. How will I understand, sir? So many small things. How will I come to know what is what? And don't worry, I'm there. I'll help you along the way. Okay. But you have to have patience with me. You have to patience of this 40 minutes, 45 minutes for this section is required. And once you have that, and then I'm sure that such a big answer, you will be able to remember it and answer with great detail what you're looking for. Many students always wonder, how will I remember, sir, all these things? So don't worry about it. I'm promising you that if you do it with me once, you'll be able to remember it well. Okay. Now let's see this very carefully, and let's understand this area in great depth. Okay, now let's understand in this regard. We are looking at the procedure for incorporating a company. How is the company incorporated? That is the procedure that we are looking at. Okay. Now, in relation to this, you have to understand that there are these steps which are there in place. These steps which are there in place. Okay. So let's first read one by one and then cross check with the diagram in a very slow and steady manner. Okay. So let's see this. Section 7 of the Companies Act provides for the procedure to be followed for incorporation of a company. That is section number 7. Filling of the documents, or in this case, sorry, it is filing of the documents and information with the registrar. So you have to give some documents to the Registrar of Companies. Okay. So for registration of the company, following documents and information are required to be filed with the registrar within whose jurisdiction the registered office of the company is proposed to be situated. In India, there are 23 ROCs, Registrar of Companies. Okay. Now, every part of India is covered by some or the other Registrar of Companies. So if you are opening a registrar, let's say in and around Mumbai, so there is a ROC Mumbai which is there in place. If you are opening a company, let's say in Gujarat, so you'll have ROC Gujarat, which will be activated, and you have to register all the document with the ROC, which is in charge of the Gujarat state. So like that, every part of India, there is some or the other ROC which is taking control or is having an eye on that area. Okay. Now, what all document do you have to give? Those are given here. Let's see one by one. First, they have said here the memorandum and articles of the company duly signed by all the subscribers to the memorandum. Now, what is this area? Understand this part first. Whenever the company has its memorandum in place, the memorandum association, it is made by someone called as the subscribers to the MOA. Subscribers to the MOA are generally people who have started the company. You can call them as the promoters of the company too. For example, imagine A, B, and C have started the company, so their name will be in the subscribers to the MOA. That is A, B, and C will be written there. Now, not necessary that all of them will want to run the company as well. It is possible that A, B, and C have started the company. They have done all the initial work, but only A and B are interested in running the company. C is not interested in running the company. So A and B may say that, okay, we want to be the company's first directors. Now, the company's first directors is written in something called as the AOA. AOA contains the list of the company's first directors. So what happens is A, B, C are names are written in the MOA. They are the subscribers to the memorandum. Now, A's name is written in the AOA as the first director. B's name is also written in the AOA as one of the first directors. Like that, let's say A, B, C or together they also agreed that, okay, let's have a person called as PQR, persons called as PQR also as directors. So basically what will happen, they will decide through majority, the memorandum association subscribers to the MOA, they will decide through majority who else can be the directors of the company, the first directors. You understand that the company's first directors will be A, B, PQR. So these will be the company's first directors. These will be the company's first directors. Very clear, very clear. Now, the subscribers to the MOA, that is A, B, what are their responsibilities? And your A, B, yes, your A, B, and I think we use PQR. So what is the responsibility of A, B, PQR? What are their responsibilities? All that thing we are going to see. Okay, so let's see one by one. The memorandum and articles of the company duly signed by all the subscribers to the memorandum. So all the subscribers to the memorandum should sign the AOA as well as the MOA. So ABC will sign the MOA as well as the AOA. So first these two documents have to be kept ready. Now come to the second one. A declaration by person who is engaged in the formation of the companies. A declaration will be given by a person who is engaged in the formation of the company. That is when the company starts. So who can be this person? It can be an advocate, a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary in practice. All these learned people can be there. One of these learned people can be there. So declaration should be given at the time of formation of the company either by a advocate, that is basically a lawyer, chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary in practice, and by a person. See, now you know, by a person named in the articles, whether that be a director, as I just told you, or a manager or secretary of the company. These people, will call them in short form, we'll call them as DIMS. We'll call them as DIMS. Just a second. Okay, we'll call them as DIMS. A director, manager, secretary. Director, manager, and secretary of the company. Okay, so these will also be here. So you understand here that here I will need the declaration of the person who is engaged in the formation of the company, basically the advocate, chartered accountant in practice, cost accountant, or the company secretary in practice, or they are saying, and it should also be a person who is named in the AOA of the company, that is the director, manager, secretary of the company. They should also be present and they should be giving their names here and they should be signing a declaration in this case. What will they be signing? They should say that all the requirements of this act, that is the Companies Act, and the rules made thereunder in respect of the registration and matters precedent or initial incidental thereto, that whatever is required for registration of the company has been done and the company is complying with everything. They'll give a declaration. Declaration means that you agree, you have checked that the company is doing all these things. It means that. Everyone, I hope it is very, very clear. Okay, very, very simple to understand. Clear till here? Now the next is, there is a document called as affidavit, as you can see here. Okay, affidavit. Affidavit is a document that you give, and in that you say the truth. Okay, you cannot lie in that. If you lie, it will be a content of court. Okay, it will be something wrong. So you have to, in an affidavit, you cannot lie. You have to say the truth. If you lie, there will be a big punishment. There can be imprisonment. They have said an affidavit from each of the subscribers to the memorandum and from persons named as the first director. So now you understand the meaning of everything. The affidavit should be signed, should be given from each of the subscribers to the memorandum, that is ABC, and from persons named as the first directors. Now you know A, B, you are were the first directors of the company, correct? So they will write, if any, in the article stating that. So what will they state here? They have given the points here. Let's see one by one. First, that he is not convicted for an offense in connection with the promotion, formation, or management of any company. So the subscribers to the memorandum and the persons who are named as the first directors, they are giving an affidavit saying that, see, boss, we are not convicted. We are not convicted of an offense in connection with the promotion, formation, management of the company. Okay, not convicted in relation to promotion, formation, management of the company. That is called PFM. Okay. Also, they have said he has not been guilty, not found guilty of any BFM. What is BFM? Breach of duty, fraud, misfeasance. So not convicted for PFM, not guilty of BFM, but BFM also comes with years. So see this, BFM to any company under this act or any previous company law during the last 5 years. So in the last 5 years, BFM should not take place, and ever in the history of that person, that is the person who is the subscriber to the memorandum or the person who is a first director of the company, never in their history they should be convicted of any offense in connection with PFM, promotion, formation, management of the company. Very, very clear here. So PFM and BFM. So the keywords here are your PFM. I hope you are able to understand, and the BFM. And BFM, however, they have said in the last 5 years. Last 5 years. Next, they have said in the affidavit, it will also say that all the documents which are filed with the registrar for registration of the company contain information that is correct, complete and true, CCT. Correct, complete and true to the best of his knowledge and belief. So they are saying here finally, see, whatever document we are giving to you, we know for sure that these documents are correct, these documents are complete, these documents are completely true. That is what we are seeing. That completes your first 3 points in this. Okay. Now let's do how much we can rather than just seeing everything and just putting everything in our head. So what we'll do is we have done this part. Now let's just verify this with the diagram and see whether we have understood the diagram or not. Now understand with me very clearly, very simply you will understand. I want to start a company. So what I do is people who have, we have to sign the MOA. Who should sign the MOA? The subscribers. See, all the subscribers. Subscribers means all the subscribers to the MOA. People who have started the company. So MOA has to be signed and the AOA has to be signed. AOA has to be signed by them. Clear? Very clear? Then a declaration has to be taken. Declaration has to be taken by who? Who should give the declaration? Persons who are involved in the formation of the company. That can be the company secretary, the cost accountant, the chart accountant, or the advocate. Also, they should, the people who are mentioned in the AOA, the DIMC, director, manager, secretary, they'll also give a declaration that they believe that every document that the company is going to give is proper. No issues at that. Okay, so they're giving a declaration that everything is going to be properly handled. So that is basically what you see in this point. He matters all the requirements of the act and the rules made thereunder in respect of the registration and the matter precedent or incidental there to have been complied with, have been properly, are properly in place. That is what they're trying to say. So basically they are saying that okay, we are following everything. That is a declaration that they're giving. Very, very clear till here, very simple. Okay, 3 points done. Then we look at the affidavit point. In the affidavit point, what we have seen is not convicted in connection with PFM. That is your promotion, formation, management of the company. Not guilty for BFM, breach of duty, fraud, misfeasance, breach of trust. They have trusted you with something, but you did not follow that. You broke that trust. That a breach of duty, fraud, and breach of trust is called as misfeasance. Okay? For how many years? In the last 5 years, if you have done it, you will not be allowed. You have to, you cannot be the subscriber to the MOA, or you cannot be the person who is acting as the first director if you are having such bad records. Correct? No. Finally, in the affidavit, we have to say that all the documents that we are giving are complete, correct, and true. CCT, complete, correct, and true. I hope all the points still here are very clear, very, very simple in your mind till now. Okay, no problems at all. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's understand what is the next area. Okay. They're written the address for correspondence to the registered officer is established. Right? Registered office of the company is established. It simply means that they need a correspondence address. Correspondence address simply means that till now your company, your registered office may not be there. Everything may not be in place. So what they are saying is correspondence address should be there in place. Correspondence address simply means that for the time being, there is a temporary office. So you're telling the registrar, see, we don't have a permanent office yet. We are searching for one. But for the time being, you can send all your notifications. You can send it to this correspondence address. Okay, that is correspondence address. There is a change in the diagram because of this. A small correction is there. Here, instead of registered, no, you should write your correspondence. Also, now I think you will remember this word correspondent because you have done this cancellation. No, so in your mind there will be a area which will say, oh, did you correct that? What did you correct that time? That is correspondence. Correct. So that is the address of the company's correspondence office. Correspondence means a temporary office. Okay. Please ignore my handwriting because I'm writing on Word. So I'm writing on PDF. Generally, what we do is we write it on PPT or we write it on the Unacademy dashboard. Okay, which is for the professors where the writing is much more smoother. But because I'm writing on PDF, PDF does not have or Adobe does not have a very good marker. It's very difficult to write sometimes. Okay, so please ignore the handwriting. And as you know, you can make out there that it is called correspondence. Okay. Now, after this, let's see the next area. Now, they are saying that people who are the subscribers to the MOA, they should give some details. What details we need? We need the particulars, such as the names, including surnames or family names, address, that is the residential address, nationality of every subscriber to the memorandum. Subscriber to the memorandum is ABC in our example, along with a proof of identity. So we'll call it as identity proof. We'll call it as identity proof. you'll get something called as NANI. You know, remember NANI? NANI is nothing but names, including surnames or family names, address, nationality, all these information you need, all these information you need, correct? No, along with the identity proof. And in the case a subscriber is a body corporate, such particulars as any prescribed. So if the subscriber is the body corporate, then you understand that the documents will change in nature. Okay, but you have to still give the name, address, and nationality, identity proof. All these things you need to give. Correct. Now, in the case of those who are your whose name is mentioned in the articles. Okay, for example, we had director, manager, secretary whose name is in the articles. See what details we need for them. Same areas, see particulars, names, including surname, family names. Then you have this area also has the same address, residential address. Then you have nationality also has the same, and here also you will see identity proof also has the same. So you have this same identity proof, that is again NANI is okay. So NANI is the same. But however, they've asked one more thing. If you are a director, no, you have to also give something called as a DIN, that is director identification number. This will be there in your CA final portion. If you're a CA inter student who is watching this director identification number will be in your CA final, ranging from section number 153 to section number 159. Okay, in the Companies Act. This we will learn in CA final. Okay, it's a very simple provision. So that is your DIN provisions. Okay, so that is your NAND. Can you see NAND now? That is the same thing: name, address, nationality, identity proof, and then D basically becomes your director identification number, and after that you can write identity proof. That is NAND. So first is NANI and NAND. So regarding the subscribers to the MOA, you need NANI, and the subscriber. And in the case of your persons whose name is written in the AOA, you need the NAND. NAND. Exactly the same area you will see here. That is part. See this particulars of MOA. So for MOA we have NANI, and for subscribers to the people whose name is mentioned in the AOA, you need NAND. Okay. Now, along with that, they have said one more thing. I'll just explain the point here itself, then we can read it. That is, we want to know the interest of every person who is running the company. So this arrow should come from like this, from the D, from the directors. So we want to know their interest, and we want to take the consent of the director, that even they want to become the directors of the company or not. The company, if it suggests that okay, make this person a director, doesn't make sense, no, because we want to know whether that person also wants to work in the company or not. So we want to know we want to take their consent, and we want to know which all companies they are interested in. Interested means where all are the directors, which company they are having, how many shares, all these things also we come to know, because these people will be handling our company. We don't want even by chance that our competitor has sent this person, and that person is here who is acting as a director. That is why we need what the where all that person, the director, is interested in all the details, and if the director lies, there will be a big penalty involved. And also we want the consent of the director. On the consent of the director. Very clearly here, very simple. Okay, easiest thing to understand. Okay, that is in relation to the procedure for incorporation of company. Whatever you have seen till now. Okay, this is the first area, first part. Okay, now we are going into the second area. Okay, let's enter the second area now. Just a second. Here. Now let's go into second area. Let's understand this part very soon. You can see here interest and basically consent. That's it. Now they have said particulars provided in this provision shall be of individual subscriber and not of the professional engaged in the incorporation of the company. So what they are saying is basically whatever information is required should not be of the person who is helping the company in incorporating the company. It should be of the subscriber itself, the person who is starting the company. We need their details. For example, the subscriber of the MOA is taking the help of some person who is a legal expert. We don't want the legal expert's name here, okay, because that is the legal expert is not starting the company. Even if he is working as a professional, even if he is guiding the subscriber to the MOA. So we have to write the subscriber to the MOA's name and not the professional's name. Now let's go into the other areas. Now understand. Now, if the matter has gone to the registrar, okay, now Registrar of Companies, that is ROC, has this matter in front of them. Now, the registrar agrees with all the information that is provided, okay, so whatever all the information submitted to the registrar, whatever we saw up, all the information are submitted to the registrar. So, registrar will see whether this company is doing, company should be given what you call registration or not, okay. We will go through the documents. So, they have said the registrar, on the basis of documents and information filed, shall register all the documents and the information in the register and issue a certificate of incorporation in the prescribed form. So it will give something called as the certificate of incorporation. Okay, that is the main. It's like a birth certificate for humans, not like that for company. It is called certificate of incorporation. Okay. Now they have said to the effect that the proposed company is incorporated under this act. Along with this, they have said on and from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation, the registrar shall allot to the company a corporate identity number. Okay, CIN, corporate identity number, such that a distinct identity for the company, and which shall also be included in the certificate. So the certificate will also mention the corporate identity number. There's a special number that every company has. It is not a secret. You can just put the company's name and you will get the corporate identification number on Google. Okay, you can easily get it. There's nothing very secretive about it. Okay, you can simply type that Tata Motors corporate identification number, Reliance Industries Limited corporate identification number. Every CIN you will get that. Okay. Now they have said finally, when the company is given the certificate of incorporation in this case, okay, I hope you have understood the certificate of incorporation, or the company has been given the CIN, corporate identification number. In both these cases, they are saying that, see, now the company has got the birth certificate along with the, let's say, the Aadhaar number. For us humans, it is Aadhaar. Just imagine for the company, it is SIN. So now company should keep this very safely. Now you'll ask till when? Till the time the company dies. That is till the time of dissolution. So the company shall maintain and preserve at its registered office copies of all documents and information as originally filed till its dissolution under this act, till the company is done with it. What they have said. Yeah, I hope it is very, very clear till here. Okay. So let's see these 2 points first, and then after that we'll come back and we'll see the other areas, because this is the complete area covered. That is your issue certificate of incorporation plus SIN will also be given, plus register the documents. The company's duty is to maintain and preserve the document till its dissolution, the company does. Very clear, very simple. Now the main point is, sir, what if I give wrong information? All these information that you did know, sir. That is MOA signed, AOA signed. Okay, first 2 points are that only, very simple. MOA signed, AOA signed. Second point dealt with the next area dealt with declaration. After that, the next area dealt with affidavit. Okay, so now very easy areas. No? So MOA signed, AOA signed, declaration and affidavit. Declaration 2 at the time of formation, and declaration for the persons who have signed the who are mentioned in the AOA. For affidavit, you have 4. That is not guilty of your PFM, not convicted of for PFM, not guilty of BFM for 5 years. The document should be complete, correct, and true. And finally, address of the company's correspondence office. And also there is one more area that in relation to affidavit will also say that in the persons who are subscribed to the memorandum, they will mention Nani. The persons who are mentioned in the AOA, they will mention Nandi. And their interest and their interest plus their consent will be taken in. Okay, very, very clear. Now be very, very careful. Okay. Here, no, if the documents are given in a wrong way. So what they are trying to say here is, see, the documents are false, if the documents are incorrect, if the documents are suppressing some information. Suppressing information means not showing some information. False, incorrect means to show something that is wrong. And if the person who is filing this with the ROC, if that person is aware also about this, he knows that whatever you are mentioning is either false, incorrect, suppresses information, and plus they are aware also about it. So basically we'll see here something called a FISA. FISA means you're false, incorrect, suppresses information, plus they are aware also. So then what will happen is there will be action under section 447. 447 is the main section pertaining to fraud. That is what they have said here. Okay, that is section 447. That is in relation to this small area. Okay. Now here you can see something called as into 2. Now why I have used into 2? Into 2 is nothing but, understand, this can happen at the time when the registrar gets the information. This is the registrar, correct? This person when he gets the information, at that time it can happen. Or it can happen after the company's after the company is incorporated. It can happen after the company is given the certificate of incorporation, after the documents are registered. All these information come out later, and the registrar comes to know, oh my god, there is something bad in the company. The documents were not correct, the documents were not real, the documents suppressed some information, and they were aware also about this. So the registrar can do it 2 times. Okay, this can happen at the time of at the time of incorporation, or can be after incorporation also. So one of the two cases can be. Okay. Now let's see this area now and understand with me in a very simple way. See this area. Furnishing false or incorrect information, furnishing false or incorrect information, or suppression of material fact at the time of incorporation, that is during the incorporation process. If any person furnishes any false, incorrect particulars of any information and suppresses any material information of which he is aware in any of the documents filed with the registrar in relation to the registration of a company, he shall be liable for action under section what? 440. Liable for action under section FISA. Correct? Next is a company already incorporated by furnishing any false, incorrect information or representation or by suppressing any material fact. See what they have written post incorporation. Where at any time after the incorporation of the company, it is proved that the company has not got has been got incorporated by furnishing any false or incorrect information or representation or by any suppression of any material fact of information, any of the documents or declaration filed or made for incorporating such company or by any fraudulent action. So by anything that is done wrong, the promoter, the person named as the first directors of the company, and the persons making declaration under this section. Person making declaration means they were aware about this. Correct? No, they were aware about this. They shall each be liable for action under section under 447, that is fraud. You understand that it can happen during two cases, and you can see almost the points are the same only. Almost they are same only. So you should understand that you can write similar areas at the time of incorporation and during incorporation. And second is your post incorporation. After incorporation is this one. Okay. So that is basically covering this part. Okay. Now let's see the next area. Now here they are saying that if let's say the registrar comes to know about any of these things, okay, FISA matter, if he comes to know, the registrar shall first give something called as a reasonable opportunity of being heard, ROBA. And also the registrar will take into consideration the transactions entered. He will take into consideration that whatever transaction the company has entered till now, all these things the registrar will take into place. See, it should not happen that the registrar is cancelling the registration and some other person is at loss. Company must have dealt with the supplier must have given the raw materials to the company, and now the company cannot go ahead and is not able to function. Supplier's payment is stopped. No. So the tribunal has to be very, very careful, and it has to reasonably give a reasonable opportunity of being heard to the company. You should take into consider the transactions entered, especially when the company has already got incorporated, and the FISA matter came in on later. If these happen, no, the tribunal on an application, if the situation warrants, tribunal on an application on a situation warrants by any person can give some kind of judgments. Okay. Now, what are the judgments like? That is what we see here. Everybody, stay with me. Order of the tribunal, where a company has been got incorporated by furnishing false or incorrect information or representation or by suppressing any material fact or information in any of the documents or declaration filed or made for incorporating such company or by any fraudulent action, the tribunal may, on an application made to it, on being satisfied the situation so warrants, take what all actions. So tribunal, if it is satisfied that the situation requires this action, what all can the tribunal do? First, it can pass such orders as it may think fit for regulation of the management of the company, including changes, if any, in the memorandum and articles in public interest or in the interest of the company and its members and creditors. So they are saying it can regulate the matter, regulate the management, including it can make changes in the MOA. If it is in public interest of the company, its members, creditors, it can make all these changes. Correct? Then they have said direct that the liability of the members shall be unlimited. You can say the liability of the members will be unlimited for this company because this company has been started with a wrong mindset with FISA. Okay. Next is direct the removal of the name of the company from the register of company. That removal of the name is generally done on a temporary basis. Okay, you can remove the name of the company from temporary basis. Company will not be able to function. Pass a winding up order against the company. This is the most harsh order. If winding order is passed, it means that the registrar was the information that was given was completely false. It was wrongly done, and there is no other option but to just close down the company and wrap it up. That is winding up of the company. Okay, close down means the process of closing down is called winding up. Okay. Finally, pass such other orders as it may deem fit. Whichever other order is required to be passed as it deems fit, they can pass. That is what you can see here. That is regulate, unlimited, remove, wind up. So remove and wind up is what? Going down. So just do this, wind up, and finally pass such other orders as it may deem fit. Very simple. See, regulate, unlimited, unlimited. Unlimited means you will see God. God has given you unlimited things. So just see God. Then you do remove the name of the company, and just do winding up, and finally pass such orders as it may deem fit. Very clear, very simple to clear, very easy. Okay. Now all these things the tribunal can do, and when it can do, see, provided that before making any order, the company shall be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard in the matter, and the tribunal shall take into consideration, see, TCTE, take into consideration the transactions entered into by the company, including the obligations, if any, contracted or payment of any liability. That is what they have said. You see the above point, it covers all these areas. Pass orders for regulation of management, changes to MOA, AOA, interest of company member creditor. Then in relation to direct, it can direct the liability of the member to be unlimited, the removal of name of the company from the register, pass orders for winding up of the company or other orders as it may deem. That is what they have covered here. Everyone, I hope it's very easy, very simple to understand. Okay. Now that covers our section number 7 in entirety. Okay. With this method, now you will not be able to forget a single point. Okay. Let's do a quick revision. Now in this revision, try to remember few points. Okay. Now let's see one by one how this goes. Now here we are saying that if any person wants to start a company, what he should do is he should send the MOA of the company and the AOA of the company signed by all the subscribers who wish to start the company. They shall give a declaration at the time of formation of the company, and this declaration will be given by a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary, or an advocate. Okay, and also the person whose name is mentioned in the AOA, that is the DIMSE, that is director, manager, secretary of the company, will also give a declaration. They'll declare a declaration that the Companies Act has been complied with in relation to this regard, and all the rules and regulations have been followed. After that, an affidavit will also be given. Affidavit will be that none of the persons, that is the subscribers to the MOA or the first directors of the company, are not convicted in connection with PFM, promotion, formation, management of the company, are not guilty for BFM, that is breach of duty, fraud, misfeasance, for how many years? For the previous 5 years. And finally, the documents are complete, correct, and true. They will in the affidavit will also mention the address of the company's correspondence address. Okay, that is a temporary address that where the company is functioning. Particulars of MOA and or AOA, particulars of MOA, which is basically where subscribers to the MOA will come in, and the particulars of AOA, that is where the person mentioned in the AOA will come in. Regarding the MOA part, those persons we have to mention name, address, nationality, and identity proof. Name is including surname, family names. Address is residential address, nationality, and identity proof. You have persons are mentioned in AOA, we'll have something called a 90. 90 is nothing but your name, address, nationality, DIN, and your identity proof. Okay. Plus also here I told you that regarding that from the directors, we want their interest, which other organization they are interested in, and plus we need the consent of the directors. That is what we'll need. Okay. That completes this area. Okay. Now the registrar is having the document with him. Registrar will what he'll do is he'll register the document normally and issue the certificate of incorporation plus the corporate identification number to the company. Now the company, the matter is now the company. Company will now maintain and preserve documents till resolution. Now a negative part, what we are, how we are thinking is, sir, if after submitting a document, the registrar immediately finds that something is wrong, then, or if the registrar finds it later on after the company, when company starts functioning, it does a lot of activities. After that, if the registrar comes to know, so they are saying that if the documents are false, incorrect, it suppresses information and nobody is aware about it. Okay, so sorry, and the people who are doing this, they are aware about it. They are aware and they're trying to fool the registrar basically. Okay, so they are aware about it, then they'll be liable for action under section 447. Clear? Now that into 2, I already told you, it is basically because it can happen 2 times. It can happen in 2 situations. First is when the registrar has the documents and before issuing the certificate of incorporation or before incorporation, and second is, or at the time of incorporation, and the second is after incorporation, that is post incorporation. Very clear? Now if any of the FISA matters come to the picture, no, the tribunal may give an ROBH, a reasonable opportunity of being heard, and it will take into consideration the transaction entered. and this will be seen on the application if the situation warrants. The tribunal can give such orders. What is the first order? Pass orders for regulation of management, for regulating the management. Changes to MOA, OA, interest of the what do you call creditor, member, company, all these things should be. Next is for direct. Direct that liability of the members are unlimited. Also direct the removal of the name of the company from the Register of Companies. Register of the company is different from Registrar of Companies. Finally, we see that they have to pass orders for winding of the company or any other matter as it deems fit. They can pass an order. Very clear with this. Okay, very easy, very simple to understand. Okay, this area that is in relation to incorporation of a company. Incorporation of a company. Okay, everyone, please tell me in the chat area. Very easy, very simple. Okay. What I'll request you all is before going ahead, I'll request you all to just quickly go through this area. Okay, go through this area. You can pause the video and this small, I'm giving you maybe a 1 minute go through. Okay, so that you can just quickly go through this, because then after that I can teach you the next area. Okay, you can simply spend 1 minute and just go through it very nicely from your end, but you know that the points are clearly there in your mind. Okay, please go through it. I'm giving you time. Please go through it. Very clear, no issues at all. Very no issues. Okay, now go to the next. Understand how the connection with very important. Now, in this case, you will understand how the section actually, what kind of effect it has. Now, this incorporation will have some effects in the Companies Act. Now, let's see those effects. These are given here, section number 9. Let's look at the effect of this registration. Now, what happens when the company is registered? What happens? First, they have said that the subscriber to MOA, the subscriber to the MOA, that is the member, the person who is there. Now, that person will get converted. The subscriber to MOA who you are seeing, that person will now be called as a member of the company. So all those persons who are subscribers to MOA, in our example, it was A, B, C. Now they will be the members of the company. Then you have the FPS, that is C, can carry out functions company and have perpetual. Now what will happen is, now the company will be run in a proper manner. Company can do its functions, whatever it has in the MOA. It can follow the object clause and keep on doing it. Can carry out the functions of the company and have a perpetual succession. Perpetual succession, that company can keep on continue on going on. Okay. As you know, company can have perpetual succession. You have already done that in the CA foundation level. So the company can keep on going on in the future, okay, without stopping, unless there is something that the company does that leads to the winding up of the company and then followed up by dissolution. Okay. Now there are 4 case studies that you need to know very well in relation to this answer. And this answer, I generally don't give the content in terms of sentence form. The reason is because in the here what it talks. Okay, also to write this in the exam in the sentence form, it will suffice. Now let's see one by one. First is Harinagar Sugar Limited versus SS. Here they have said company becomes a separate legal person from the date of incorporation. From the date of incorporation, never see the company as only a building or something that is controlled by someone else and under someone it is there. No, to imagine the company as a separate legal person, as if it is a different, a legal person which is there, who can file the case, who can who can take the case on itself, like that. That was there in Harinagar Sugar Mills Limited versus SS. Very clear. B is State Trading Corporation of India versus Commercial Tax Officer. In that case, it was seen. Law recognizes the company as a separate legal person distinct from its members. So again, similar ruling that State Trading Corporation of India versus Commercial Tax Officer. Law recognizes the company as a separate legal person distinct, separate again, see, separate from its members. It is Spencer and Company Limited Madras versus CWT. Okay. Now, in this case, what they had said is, see, Just because a company purchases all shares from another, it will not end in the corporate character of another company. What they are saying is, see, shareholding is basically part ownership of the company, but it doesn't mean the company will end. It doesn't mean the simple way. I'll just tell you. For example, imagine that you're holding you own a house. Okay, you own a house, and the entire house you hold it to. Now, does this house doesn't exist? Answer is no. Yes, the ownership has changed from 1%. Correct? No, that was a ruling, good ruling. In the case of Spencer and Company Limited Madras versus, because many people what they think is whenever the company's shares has gone from 1% to another, and let's say majority shares, or in this case they have seen they have written purchases all shares. If 100% shares have gone, people think that oh my god the company is not there anymore. No, that only the ownership of shares has changed. Only the in your house you sold this house, you went to some bigger house, you went. So this house which you sold where you're staying right now, that house somebody else will come and stay, correct? Does that mean that the house doesn't exist? No, only the ownership of the house has changed. Correct? I hope you are able to understand. Next is heavy electrical union versus state of Bihar. In this case, what they had said. Even if the entire share capital is contributed by CG, still it does not make the company an agent of C. The role of the central government is right now. Central government, of course, does some other activities which central government has to do, okay, to run the company, run the country properly. But just because the company, the central government is having the 100% shares of a company, doesn't mean the company will now dance to the tune of central government. Not like that. Company has its own object clause. Company has its own duties to do. Company will keep on doing it. Okay. So here, just because 100% shares are owned by the central government doesn't mean the company will now become a puppet of the central government. It will become an agent of the central government and will do whatever central government says. It cannot happen like that. That was a ruling in the case of heavy electrical union versus state of. Very clear, my dear students. Okay, that is in relation to section. That is the effect of registration. Okay. Now, finally, because we saw incorporation, it is my duty to just tell you about the company starts its operation. What all should it? Commencement of business. Only then, what I'm doing is I'm doing justice to what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you incorporation. I'm teaching you after that in relation to registration. Registration effect. What kind of effect will it have when the company is already incorporated and the ROC? Then we are looking at the commencement of the company. So let's see this. A company incorporated under the commencement of the company's amendment ordinance 2019 and having a share capital shall not commence any business or exercise any borrowing power unless they have written here unless. What all should the company do to the point? A declaration is filed by a director in a period of 180 days of the date of the incorporation of a company, such form and verified in such manner as may prescribe with the registrar that every subscriber to the memorandum has paid the value of the shares agreed to be taken by him on the date of making of such declaration. Every subscriber. So in our case, the example was ABC. So ABC should have taken at least one share with them, and if they take the share, they have to pay the value of the shares too. They have to take the share and pay the value of the share too. At least one share they should have. Generally, it will not be one share; it will be much. But of course, because these are people who have started the company, they will have majority stake. They should have paid every amount in relation to share. Basically, have got the capital. The company has filed the registrar of verification of its registered office as provided in subsection 2 of section 12. Section 12 deals with the registered office of the company, and here they are saying the company has filed with the registrar that it has verification of the registered office is done. Okay, and the registered office is in place and it is running properly. That kind of verification. So that is the declaration that we'll be giving. That is the information provided. Till we don't provide this, we cannot commence the. Okay. If any default is made in complying with the requirements of this section, point number 2 I'm reading, the company shall be liable to penalty of 50,000 rupees. And every officer who is in default shall be liable to a penalty of 1,000 for each day during which default continues, but not exceeding 1 lakh rupees, 1,000 per day up to a maximum. Okay. Then where no default has been filed with the registrar under clause A of subsection 1 within a period of 180 days of the date of the incorporation of the company. So no declaration is filed. Your declaration is required to be filed, and this is not done, not done, not done. Don't you think penalty should follow? The answer is yes. Don't you think some kind of a prohibition on the company? The answer is yes. So let's see this. Within a period of 180 days of the date of the commencement of the company, and the registrar has a reasonable cause to believe that the company is not carrying on any business or operation, he may, without affecting the provision of subsection 2, initiate action for the removal of the name of the company from the Registrar of Companies chapter number. That is what they have said. Okay, very easy. That will lead to removal of the name of the company. So again, the bad name in. I hope it is very clear. I hope it is simple. I hope it is understandable. I hope there is no issue card, and this part is completed in a proper manner for you. Okay. My dear students, if any concepts are there, if any videos are there that you would like to make, want some clarity on that, can please put it in the comment section below. That, sir, can you please make a video on this concept? I'm always looking for ideas. Even I'm getting the encouragement from Yashad Academy also, and also from Unacademy also, that wherever, if you have any topic in which you want me to discuss, please put in the comment section. I'll regularly check the comment section. I'll definitely make a video on that if time permits. 120% you will get whatever you. Okay. I wish you all the very best. Study well, my dear students. Take care. Do well in your exam.